I'm Tom Kavicka in the Weather Center here on a Saturday evening. Going to update you on your forecast here for the next 7 days, which takes us well into next week. And they'll get you started with our tower cam view, as you see there. That view, of course, telling us that we've got a lot of high cloudiness. That's from Hurricane Norma, which is off the Baja coast of California and into Mexico. And those high clouds riding all the way in this direction will lead to some picturesque sunrises and sunsets here, I think, in the next day or so. Otherwise, these clouds, not really a harbinger of things to come for us, but I think they're an interesting sight anyway. So let's go into the weather headlines. This is what we're talking about as far as the next 7 days for what we need to be concerned about or aware of, at least. Now, the warm weather is going to continue. The backdoor front, as I call it, comes in Tuesday, kind of just backdooring out of the east. You know, most fronts come from a westerly direction. This was coming out of the east as pretty strong high pressure sets up along the east coast and the eastern United States. We're kind of on the western edge of that. And then, unfortunately, I'm beginning to see evidence that our rain chances will be fading here within the next week. Remember, we've been carrying some rain chances next week, so we'll see how that works out in the 7-day forecast. Looking at your low temperatures this morning, we were in the about 51 degrees, I think, for an average. We had that in Rapides Parish, upper 40s across portions of Winfield, Colfax at 48 degrees. We had 52 in Natchitoches at the co-op site there, heading eastbound. A little bit higher readings there and farther to the south, Faraday at 54, 55 for Opelousas, Washington, and Ville Platte. Now let's look at the situation for the temperatures here for your current readings at 6 o'clock. We're seeing mostly the 80s now, so that's good news. Everyone falling into the 80s after another hot day. There were some 90s definitely here across the area for today, and luckily no humidity, I guess, in a way, but we need the humidity, though, to help keep the fire danger down. And then going into the situation for the satellite imagery, we see the high clouds streaming out of the Pacific up through Mexico across the southern plains and then kind of arcing back from the west over Louisiana, and in fact extending all the way up into Arkansas. This is high and mid-level moisture. It doesn't rain out of that here, so we're not going to get any rain out of that. We're going to have to depend on some Gulf moisture, and again, things may be fading as far as the evidence that we're seeing that we will have lower rain chances than earlier forecast, unfortunately. So lows tonight, we're in the 50s and 60s mixture. These readings, I think, just a tad high. And then tomorrow, another warm day as we hit the 80s. I think a few thermometers could still hit 90 degrees for the day tomorrow. But by and large, I think the 80s will be the rule. Especially got a 90 there out at AEX for Alexander's temperature. I think the highest reading will probably be about 91 or 92. But again, most of our fins will stay in the 80s, probably the upper 80s though. So kind of warm and toasty. Now, the upper level features, looking back to Friday, where we continue, and this is for persistence, as we see that ridge, the warm bubble of air, which is kind of similar to what we had this summer, kind of entrenched over the area right now. Instead of extreme heat, we're getting pretty toasty conditions though. And remember, it's late October. That's the difference, 2 months later than August. And then a look ahead, though, shows that trough feature off to the west and through Sunday as that trough develops over in that part of the world. So again, I think we're going to see that mean for us, just 7-day forecast, folks. We've got it coming up right here. And 89 for your high on Sunday. AM fog may be a problem, so be careful out there if you're out early Sunday morning. The fog situation should improve by about mid-morning, say around 10 o'clock. Going into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, warm conditions. In fact, if you look all the way through that 7-day forecast, you're going to see temperatures higher than normal, both on the minimum side and on the maximum side. So there's nothing we can do about that. We need a good front, and we got that backdoor front Tuesday, but you see how much difference it makes, relatively none. Rain chances come back Wednesday. I'll keep it going Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for you, but right now I have trimmed them down. At least I've got something. Check the National Weather Service forecast. They aren't carrying any rain chances explicitly for our area during that situation, but I'm a cautious forecaster. So if there's any chance of rain at all, I'm going to have it in there. So 10 to 20% there, 20 cents worth there for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Hope we can find some more moisture to turn those values up because we certainly need the rain. Thanks for being with me, and I'll be back Sunday morning, probably around 9 o'clock, something like that.